Since the Yellow Emperor defeated the Qi tribe and merged the Dongyi tribe, the integration of ethnic groups on the land of China has opened a new chapter. Shaohao, as the son of the Yellow Emperor, not only inherited the wisdom and courage of the Yellow Emperor, but also led the tribal alliance to prosperity in harmony with his unique governance concepts and cultural innovations. Shaohao showed extraordinary wisdom and leadership from his childhood, and Huangdi slowly trained him to be his successor. Legend has it that at the time of Shaohao's birth, 5 phoenixes of different colors appeared in the sky, and they flew down to Shaohao's compound, heralding the coming of a great era. He was born in Jishui, near the city of Baoji in today's Shaanxi province, China, and later moved with his father to Zhuolu, where he eventually established his capital city in the region of Dongyi, around Ciufu in today's Shandong province, China, and began his reign. Shaohao took the Xian bird, or swallow, as the totem of his headquarters, and later changed to worship the phoenix bird totem as the clan god. He established a society of bird-named clans, each with its own unique duties and symbols. For example, the phoenix was appointed as the emperor of birds, the bureau as the secretary, the hongyan as the secretary, and the parrot as the secretary. Such symbolic appointments not only reflect Shaohao's reverence for nature, but also demonstrate his innovative thinking about governing the country. Emperor Shaohao's contribution to the field of culture is particularly outstanding. Legend has it that he was one of the founders of music, formulating the 5 tones, gong, shang, jiao, zheng and yu, which laid the foundation for traditional Chinese music. He not only loved music himself, but also encouraged his people to learn and play musical instruments, making music an important part of social life and enriching people's spiritual and cultural life. In agriculture, Shaohao also made important contributions. He promoted the development of agricultural technology, introduced advanced agricultural tools and farming methods, greatly increased food production, and improved people's living standards. These advances not only contributed to the prosperity of the society, but also laid the foundation for the development of agriculture in later generations. Emperor Shaohao attached great importance to the construction of ritual systems. He formulated many ceremonial and sacrificial systems, emphasizing social harmony and stability. These systems not only regulated social behavior, but also promoted unity and cooperation among people. Under the rule of Shaohao, the ritual systems became an important part of social norms, enhancing the overall civilization of the society. The legend of Shaohao is full of mythological colors. He was believed to be a descendant of the gods of heaven, possessing magical power and wisdom. In these legends, Shaohao is often depicted as a wise monarch, leading his people to prosperity and happiness. Shaohao's governance and cultural contributions had a profound impact on later generations. According to ancient documents and legends, Shaohao's reign lasted for 84 years after the death of Emperor Huangdi in about 2598 BC. Shaohao succeeded the Emperor of Huangdi. This period was an important chapter in the early stage of Chinese civilization. Emperor Shaohao not only made outstanding contributions to governance and culture, but also left a deep mark on the construction of music, agriculture, and ceremonial systems, becoming a great and indispensable figure in ancient Chinese history. Juan Su, known as the Gaoyang clan, was one of the major tribal leaders in ancient China, and was honored as one of the 5 emperors. He was the grandson of the Yellow Emperor and the son of Chang'e. According to historical records, Juan Su was born in Ruoshui, and because he was instrumental in assisting Shaohao, he was appointed to Gaoyang. After Shaohao's death, Juan Su won the battle for the throne against the Gong clan and became the common lord of the world, known as the Gaoyang clan. During Juan Su's reign, he strictly followed the policies of the Yellow Emperor and worked to stabilize society and bring peace to the country. He set up a capital city in DIKU, appointed Jumang as the wood leader, Zhurong as the fire leader and Zhurong as the earth leader, and promoted the development of agriculture, handicrafts and commerce. Juan Su was very concerned about the well-being of the people and the stability of society. He promoted fairness and justice, and set up an official and legal system to maintain social order and the rights and interests of the people. Juan Su paid great attention to education and cultural development, leaving a rich cultural heritage for future generations. He personally researched herbal remedies and passed this knowledge on to his people, playing an important role in promoting the development of medicine in later generations. Juan Su's territory was very vast, reaching as far north as Yuling, around present-day Hebei and Liaoning, as far south as Jiaodong, around present-day Guangdong, Guangxi, and Vietnam, as far west as Lusha, around present-day Gansu, and as far east as Ansamu, present-day East China Sea. During his reign, society was in good order and the people lived in peace and happiness. Juan Su established the calendar, and the calendar of the early Han dynasty basically followed the Juan Su calendar since the Qin dynasty, which was a kind of ancient tetrad calendar that had a profound impact on the astronomical calendars of later generations. In addition, Juan Su composed the song, Qing Yun, to sacrifice to God, showing his contribution to music. Juan Su carried out a series of religious reforms. He personally sacrificed to the ancestors of heaven and earth, setting an example for all the people, and he also formulated a marriage system that advocated male-female marriages and prohibited blood marriages, which promoted social progress. Juan Su's philosophy of governance, agricultural technology, legal system and medical knowledge all provided valuable lessons for future generations of monarchs and scholars. His image became one of the most important symbols of Chinese culture, and he was honored as the ancestor of the Yellow Emperor, a spiritual symbol of the Chinese nation. Juan Su reigned for 78 years, living to the age of 98, and was buried in Guanjiangli, outside the city gate of Dunqiu, Puyang, Dongxian County. DIKU, one of the humanistic ancestors of the Chinese nation, was the third emperor among the 3 emperors and 5 emperors in the ancient Chinese legend, with the name of Gaoxin clan. According to legend, he was the great-grandson of the Yellow Emperor, and his grandfather was Shaohao. DIKU was born in Gaoxin, Gaoxin Town, Suiyang District, Shangqiu City, Hunan Province, China, and he was smart and studious since he was a child, with noble virtues. At the age of 15, because of his intelligence and ability, he was chosen by his cousin Juan Su as an assistant and rewarded with a territory in Gao Xian. When he was 30 years old, after Juan Su died, DIKU inherited the throne and became the common lord of the world, known as the Gaoxin clan. According to the records of the Grand Historian and other ancient texts, DIKU was a diligent emperor who loved the people and, during his reign, took a series of measures to promote social stability and prosperity, and was loved by the people and nobles. During his reign, in order to improve the people's quality of life, DIKU scientifically explored the laws of change of the sky and the weather, divided the 4 seasons, and instructed people to engage in agricultural and animal activities according to the seasons. This greatly promoted the development of social productive forces and brought about a great revolution in Chinese agriculture. During the reign of DIKU, due to the large number of tribes in the ancient times, conflicts and wars often occurred between tribes because of the competition for resources, territories and power. Bainang, the name of the tribe, dissatisfied with the distribution of resources by DIKU, coupled with dissatisfaction with DIKU's policy of centralization, started a rebellion. In the face of Bainang's rebellion, DIKU took decisive military action. He knew people well and selected talented people to suppress the rebellion. The most famous of these was Hou Yi, who was appointed as the archery officer in charge of quelling Bainang's rebellion. DIKU gave Yi the Tong Bao and the Artemisia vector as a sign of trust and trustworthiness. Hou Yi was a famous archer in ancient times, known for his skill in archery. The legend of Hou Yi shooting the sun was passed down from this period. He lived up to DIKU's expectations and led the army to fight against Bainang, and eventually succeeded in putting down the rebellion. Hou Yi's military skills and courageous actions enabled Bainang's rebellion to be quickly suppressed, restoring stability to the society. By putting down Bainang's rebellion, DIKU successfully maintained his rule and consolidated the authority of centralized power. Various reforms were introduced to promote social stability and development. DIKU also focused on the development of culture and selected Ham He and Jia Bu as music officials. Ham He and Jia Bu were figures associated with music in ancient legends. According to legend, these two men were selected as music officials by DIKU and made important contributions to the development of music and culture in ancient China. They made important contributions to the development of music culture in ancient China by composing the music of 9 Shao and a variety of new musical instruments. DIKU reigned for 70 years and lived to be 100 years old. After his death, he was buried in his hometown of Xian, where the DIKU mausoleum was built. His life and philosophy of governance had a profound influence on later generations, and he is regarded as one of the common humanistic patriarchs of the Chinese nation. Yao, known as Fengshuan, or Tao Tang, was one of the great monarchs of ancient China, and is honored as the fifth of the 3 emperors and 5 emperors. The son of DIKU, Yao was born in 2356 BC. Legend has it that he was a man of high moral character and wisdom, and that he demonstrated extraordinary leadership skills at a young age. After the death of Emperor DIKU, Yao succeeded to the throne and became the head of the Huaxia tribal confederation. During his reign, Yao attached great importance to the study of astronomical calendars, and he ordered Shihe to formulate a calendar. Shihe, the earliest astronomer and calendar maker in China. So Shihe observed the celestial phenomena and formulated the 24 solar terms, which guided the farmers to plow according to the solar terms and improved the efficiency of agricultural production. This is considered to be one of the earliest Chinese calendars, and this calendar has had a profound influence on later generations and has become an important part of traditional Chinese culture. During the reign of Yao, there was a large-scale flood disaster in China, which brought great trouble to the people's life. Yao appointed his men to control the floods, but the method of blockage was unsuccessful. Later, Yao appointed Yu to continue to control the floods, and he eventually succeeded in controlling the floods by channeling the water, leaving behind the legend of the Yu's remedy of the floods for future generations. We will explain the incident of Dayu's rule over water in detail later. Yao attached great importance to the selection and appointment of talents. He recruited a number of talented people to help him govern the country. The most famous of them was Shun. Yao observed Shun's character and talents and finally chose Shun as his successor. Yao ruled for more than 100 years, and in his old age, considering the future of the country, he decided to pass the throne to Shun, who was virtuous and talented, instead of his own son. Yao examined and tested Shun for many years, and after confirming that Shun was capable of assuming the throne, he entrusted Shun with the affairs of the state, and finally formally relinquished the throne to Shun. This method of passing the throne was known as Zen Session, and this act is regarded as an important symbol of ancient Chinese political civilization. Yao, with his outstanding leadership and noble character, became a model of governance for ancient Chinese emperors and was honored as a saint and a wise lord by later generations.